Well, patrons, you asked for it. They asked for it, John.
Yeah, they did.
They overwhelmingly said Dark Souls 1. So we're playing Dark Souls 1. It's time for a new sequential. You know who we are.
Yeah.
I just said our names. I'm Allison.
I'm Jason Murphy.
There you go. Okay, so it's a Jason Allison show.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're playing Dark Souls 1.
I'm Netflix famous, you know.
What's that?
I'm Netflix famous, you know.
No, that doesn't mean anything to me. And you know what, John, I was thinking about this earlier. We did a dude for Dark Souls 2. We did a dude for Bloodborne. We're going to do a lady for Dark Souls 1.
A lady?
And I have a name. It's a weird name. It's my great aunt's name. So hold on. I'm going to put it up here. I got to get up. I got to go to the
you got to
keyboard.
get up. I'll vamp a little bit here. I don't know what this name is, so Jeff is totally going to surprise me. Eunice. Almost thought that said eunuch for a moment there. I was like, oh, there's an E on the end of it. Eunice.
Yeah.
Eunice.
It's that was my great aunt's name, and she was
a good name.
She was like a hard smoking, hard drinking single lady.
Sounds like a Eunice.
Yeah, she was that. So
lived
she
up
is.
to her namesake.
So I thought a lot about what we were gonna do, and I think that we're just gonna roll pyro, even though that's all noob friendly. We do start at level 1, so we got a lot of different. We could go a lot of ways,
Okay.
right? I'm going to take the master key because that's the only thing that's really worth a goddamn.
A lady who goes a lot of ways.
I feel like we did the super fat with Dark Souls 2, so I'm going to go with the slim here. Now the character faces here are kind of like, you could dick around with them, but they never really look very good, Sean. So, yikes, dubious Kareem.
Classic Xena.
So
It's classic.
what's classic Xena look like? Classic Xena? Let's just I always just pick like this one.
Okay.
Or this
choose,
one.
Choose what you want, man. I was just making a joke.
So I'm gonna stick with the purple hair.
All right.
Because we've got is there just like straight purple? Nope, dark purple. Okay, fine. And I'll let you decide what the style is.
So is this Maurice's aunt?
Yeah. This would be no. This happened like a long time before Maurice's time. So,
Great aunt.
Great aunt.
Okay.
So, what do you
Nice.
feel like? You wanna go with braided?
Yeah, braid's good.
I usually use braided as well. All right. So I know that everybody out there in the world has seen the intro, but everybody shut up because we're gonna watch the intro to Dark Souls again. It's the greatest. I love it. I fucking love it so much, John. I love it.
So I'm not allowed to talk?
Shh.
Okay.
What'd I just say?
All right.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog.
This would be so much better with like a heavy metal riff, and if she actually sang into it.
And everlasting dragons.
I feel like this intro is way better than the one for 2 or for 3.
Oh, okay.
But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold. Life and death. And of course, light and dark.
It's so interesting. This is like one of the biggest information dumps that you get in the entire game.
Yeah.
Like most of the rest of the game is just piecing stuff together, but like this
They came
is a story.
and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead.
I seriously want someone to take the monologue from this and turn it into like a heavy metal riff.
Daughters of chaos.
No, you can totally see it like this Friday, Nito, Lord of the Dead, and the Witch of Izalith. That's right.
faithful knights.
We only get to see those knights one time, but like,
So easily forgotten.
it's funny how all these characters are really like super important. It's one of those Dark Souls, those special little Dark Souls things.
With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons.
Fuck you, dragon.
Yep.
Gwyn's mighty gods.
That's okay. They'll nerf it later.
That's right.
Dragons don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, that was pre Dark Souls 2 lightning bolts. You know what's really interesting about this, though, is that you could do all this. I mean, like, you could get a miasma of death, you could throw fireballs, you could throw lightning bolts.
Dragons were no more.
Oh, Seath, you sassy little bitch. He's a hater, that Seath.
The age
Hate is gonna hate.
of
Yep.
fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights.
I've never really understand what's happening
Once
here.
the living are seen,
Like, is she putting the dark sign on this guy?
of the
She might be.
accursed dark
Do we know who that is?
Yeah, she's a firekeeper. I don't really understand, though. I don't really understand why she would be doing that. Everything in the game tends to say that the dark sign is like a thing that happens naturally. You
Maybe
know.
it did happen naturally. She just happened to be there.
I don't know. It's just weird the way that they show her grabbing the ember and then putting it on the person, like the way that shot is composed.
Yes,
Ah.
indeed.
So there's the yes,
Dark
indeed.
sign brands the undead. And in this land,
Dude.
the
Let me
undead
out.
are corralled and led to the north.
Attica! Attica!
What are you reaching
They
for,
are
bro?
locked away
Almost
to
there.
await the end of the world.
Yeah, I love the way this starts with just like, what are you doing? Well, I don't want to be in prison,
This
so.
is your fate.
You're not my mom. You can't tell me what my fate is.
I also like the fact that those teeny tiny rats are the same like disease that the big rats that we'll see later have.
Yeah.
Oh, Eunice, you're all hot dogged. You're a hot dog person. Oh. Hey, man, this isn't a trash can. So it's funny. I don't know. Have you ever seen like this whole part?
Yeah. I mean, I played the beginning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Of this
Fair enough.
game.
I also know that like I'm really well aware of the fact that our audience has already seen this game like 8 million times, but here's the thing about this time around. So we're going to do a few things a little bit differently. One, no sequence breaking. We're going to go ahead and take the game in order. We're going to go through all the areas, not skip anything, and without we might go to some secret places, but I'm not going to do like the thing where I run around the entire map backwards to go all out of whack. So anyway, here we are. We are in the Undead Asylum, and we've been thrown a key, and we can take a quick moment to take a look. I don't know why when we had the master key that opens any lock we needed to get this, but a mysterious knight without saying a word shoved a corpse down into the cell, and on its person was this key. Who was this knight, and what was his purpose? There may be no answers, but one must still forge ahead. So we've obviously been in we're undead. We've been sent to the Undead Asylum, where all the undead are locked up, and
He's no longer reaching for his thing.
yeah, and or crazy. Sometimes I guess the undead. I don't know whether these guys are like whether they were alive at one point. I
said
also
they were.
was curious about like our character, whether we are just freshly deposited here or whether we're like an undead that
Has been there
regained
for
their
a long
sanity.
time.
Yeah, that was like because whenever the dark sign happens and people go hollow, they eventually turn insane, and this place is where they send those or at least you would think that in the beginning of when the dark sign first started to show up, this is where they were sent to get them away from, regular people.
Oh, hey, there's that dude.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking about this. Well, first off, I was looking at this guy and the way that he is dead, or there's not
He
really
looks like he was
death here.
thrown there.
Yeah, but I'm starting to wonder whether this demon, the stray demon, I believe is what his name is he's in prison. I think he's imprisoned here. There's bars
just
around
like-
here.
Is that like a pile of gold, or is that just like?
Oh, on the ground?
Dirt,
No, it's
or-
like rock and dirt.
Oh, okay.
But then that makes me wonder whether or not the actual asylum demon was also imprisoned here, and like there's some question in my mind as to whether or not the asylum demon is he like a formal guardian of the undead asylum, or is it just that like when things went to shit that the knights pulled out of here, or like the guards pulled out of the undead asylum, and then this demon broke out and has kind of been like just like fucking around in this place, like because everybody's trying to leave the asylum and the only way to get out is through these doors, that he's just been flapping his way around doing horse shit, keeping people inside, or whether he's some kind of like test, kind of like Udix Grunger is in Dark Souls 3 to get forward, whether it's like, well, if you are the chosen undead, you can beat the asylum demon, who I always love that you can totally see him up there just waiting to come on down.
Silent Demon, come on down.
And
You're the next guest on The Price is Right.
I also love the fact that I didn't realize that there's a developer note here that says, get away. That's like, hey, don't fight this guy. You're not ready yet. Get the shit out of here. I also like the fact that it starts the boss music and then just immediately cuts it off as soon as you go through that door. Every time I play through this area, though, John, I remember when Kayla and Allison and Kristen tried to play through here for Sparkle Fandango.
Yeah.
And just how, like, they were in this hall for 20 minutes and then the episode was over, like, because they didn't read any of the tooltips on the ground. Anyway, though, we're starting out. We're rolling full Pyromancer. Get our axe on here. Chop down some fucking undeads, and we're gonna get the shit out of here. I'm not gonna spend. We're gonna have time to come back here later to really kind of like. There's really only like a couple pieces of lore in this entire place, and most of the most interesting ones happen like later on in the game because you leave and then you do come back here. Now, it's funny. I turned the gamma on this almost all the way up, but it's still just dark as shit.
Yeah, well, it's a dark as shit game.
All right, here we go. Here's
That's
our
the name.
first NPC.
Souls.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I are both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure.
I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this.
It's too dangerous to go alone.
That's right.
An undead
Take
favorite.
this, Sunny D.
Oh, and this.
I guess you can also have this.
Bid farewell.
Hey, how about your sword and your shield?
No, fuck you. I want to be buried with that.
So, no, really, can I have your?
No, it's mine.
Can I have
mine.
your helmet?
No.
Look at how I'm
No.
dressed, bro. I have like an axe.
Tough it out. You'll do okay.
That shield has so much lightning
You're fine.
resist.
I died wearing this stuff. Apparently it's shit.
Now I must
You
bid
can't have it.
farewell.
So one of the things I actually really like about this is that this guy sets up the fact that when people die, that they go crazy, right?
Yeah.
They're hollow. Also, we saw that the asylum demon jumped down from the top of the building, right?
Yeah.
Through that big hole in the building. We also see that Oscar here seems like he's been. Like, he was on top of the building when he threw down the corpse first that had the key on it.
Yeah.
And it looks like he also got smashed down through the building. So I think that, like, the most common conjecture is that he was up there fighting the Asylum Demon, and the Asylum Demon won, basically. But the last little part of Oscar, poor Oscar, I love him so much, when you leave, is that you actually, if you're slow and you listen, you can hear him off himself because he doesn't want to hurt you. So, what a good guy. Now, I know that I've said this before, but I'm probably going to end up repeating myself in some of these areas. There's actually a lot of the code hounds for Dark Souls have gone through and found out that originally he was supposed to be your buddy through the entire game.
Oh, really?
That you were going to be able to summon him for like just about every boss encounter. and that it was going to be unclear whether or not you were the chosen undead or whether he was the chosen undead. And then at the very end of the game, when you beat the last boss, he was going to. You get a choice at the end of the game of what you want to do to end your game. And that he was going to show up and basically be like, well, I think the opposite is true, and now, after all our travels, we've got a duel because I think that you're wrong, and you're my best friend, but I really think that you're wrong about this.
That would have been interesting.
So, yeah, it's really cool. It's one of those things like KOTOR 2 that I kind of wish that it would probably get you banned on Steam if they put that stuff back in the game, but I love just knowing that that's in there. Now, you know what? This tooltip right here, John, or maybe it's this one, is probably the one that I know that a lot of people don't read, right? Bumper wall falling plunging attack, which, instead of having to fight this asshole, like, all the way, you basically only have to fight half of him because go to hell. This big fatso. Get your big fat demon butt out of here. I love the way this guy, he's so... like strong and powerful when you first show up and you have like a sword hilt, but as soon as you have like, I've got a dinky little axe and a few little fireballs, and he's just a big chump. Now, I'm not going to look at every single item description, unlike when we did Bloodborne, but I think the big pilgrim key says, key to the inner door of the asylum, undead asylum, big key belonging to a chosen undead pilgrim, but this chosen undead knows not what this pilgrimage has in store. I don't know why the hell the big old asylum demon had that, but whatevskis. I do really, really like the beginning of this game, though. There's just a ton of different little things in here, both lore things and things to kind of like set the tone and the mood of the game and kind of get you in the spirit of what's going on.
Yeah.
I like there's Snuggly over there, but I don't like dealing with Snuggly right now. I do though really like that. So one of the interesting things about this particular area is that most of the areas in Dark Souls 1 are very connected. There's a couple that are disconnected, but you can kind of like see other parts of the world when you're there.
Yeah.
But if you look around here, there's like nothing. It's like this area, the Undead Asylum, is like so...
It's unto itself.
Yeah, it's so far away from like anything. Like you can't even... Like even in Dark Souls 3, you remember how we could see like the world in the distance? But here there's like nothing. And I think that's what happens like when you get out of here and you're walking up here for the first time and it's kind of like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? Am I just going to like jump off the edge of this cliff? But no!
In the ancient legends, it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
What the fuck?
Bam! You got.
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage.
It's good they reinforced this because Oscar's little like, my family has a saying thing isn't exactly the best.
All right.
Lordran! Woo! Outside of Yarnum, Lordran's my favorite. Lordran's better than Yarnum, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How so?
Bigger, cooler, a lot more interesting biomes.
All right, cool.
Less just streets full of coffins and baby carriages.
All right.
So yeah, if I haven't already expressed this particular notion, this is my favorite of all the Souls games. Like, I like Bloodborne an awful lot, and I like Demon Souls, and I like the rest, but Dark Souls is really kind of like the epitome of this particular franchise. Now, before we get going, we're going to... I said I'm not going to sequence break, and that's going to be true, but I am going to go get one thing real fast. So, if we go over here, everybody knows that you shouldn't go to the graveyard because it's full of invincible skeletons.
Correct.
But the graveyard does have one item that I really, really, really need for this, and that is the binoculars so we can take a closer look at certain things. So I'm going to run in here and try not to die to skeletons. I'm going to leave everything else in the spirit of picking stuff up when it's time to get the stuff instead of getting it early.
Okay.
Oh, shit. But this is a real tenuous sort of thing because I'm probably going to get killed by skeletons. Ow. Okay, so let's go up here. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, here comes another big boy. Big boy. Get out of my way, big boy. All right, here we go. These two guys look in the wrong direction. Hey, guys. Don't mind me. I just came to look at the... I just came to get the binoculars. No, leave me alone.
Bird's all like, what the fuck were you doing down there?
So here's an interesting little tidbit that the bird that picks you up is a crow, right?
Yeah.
Velka. There's a bunch of different gods in the Dark Souls universe. There's a whole pantheon of them, but they're kind of like what we saw at the beginning. They're less like invisible sky deities, like Jesus and the Holy Ghost and stuff, and they're more like Greek gods.
Okay.
Like these, like Gwyn, right? People who found all this power and are using it. And Velka is a character that gets talked about quite a bit. In fact, we're going to meet a few people who are into her, and she's the goddess of sin, and her avatar is the crow. So that brings up some really interesting kind of lore supposition as to why it's the crow that comes to pick you up out of the undead asylum, but we'll come back to that later. First up, before we get started, we've got two people here in the Firelink Shrine who actually will talk to us. So this is the Crestfallen Warrior.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
No, been here for ages, man.
Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not.
And this guy fills us in on the really
There's no salvation here.
something very
You'd
important.
have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening.
The fuck?
One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yep.
Oh, it is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead.
This guy's such a bummer. Let's see, do you have anything else good to say?
Ah, your face.
Oh, yeah, he tells us about hollowing. Kind of reinforces that.
I don't know. Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
All right.
Anything else? Is that it?
What?
Oh, yeah. Yep. See, this is actually when you talk to people, they actually do give you
From corpses.
quite a bit of information about how to play the game. It's just that I don't know that you would think, like, when you first go to play this game that you need to talk to every one of these people like 12 times in order to actually get all this information. Like, he's telling you that you can invade somebody else's world, right?
Human, after all.
But, like, it's one of the most difficult things in this game to understand what the hell humanity is.
What are you looking at?
You.
Don't try anything clever. You might regret it.
So, yeah, actually, I can tell you that the first time that I played through this, I did attack this guy.
Yeah.
Because he seems so jerky, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that he aggroes, he kills you, and then you respawn right here, and then he aggros to you and kills you a bunch of times. Now, he tells you that there's 1 bell above and 1 bell below. And when I looked at this, I thought, oh, well, here's a path downward, right? That's got to be where the bell down below is. Nope.
No.
That's the wrong way that'll get you killed. All right, well, let me try to the left here for the bell above where all the skeletons are. Skeletons are level 1 enemies, aren't they? Nope. And then I was like, oh, you mean that's where I'm supposed to go? Well, shit. All right, so we got one more NPC to talk to real fast before we get over into the old undead burg, and that is Petrus. Dumb old Petrus of Thorland.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted.
This is true.
Petrus of Thorland. Have you business with us? If
The-
not,
the
I prefer
royal
to keep a
us?
distance, if possible.
No, I want to talk to you.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Aw, a penny.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles?
Okay.
Would that please you?
Sure. It'll cost you a penny.
Then first,
Actually, he makes you join his covenant,
with the gods.
the way of the white, which we're going to join all the covenants, or we're going to join a bunch of different. We're probably going to join all the good covenants, and then I'm just going to absolve us in between episodes. Because when you join a covenant and then you switch to another one, you break your covenant, and that means you get sin. And then there's a particular group of invaders who will come to your game as like a faithless oath breaker and take you out. Because he sells miracles. So if we were a cleric, we could get some hot miracles, but we're not. So we're pyromancer. So we got the axe and everything. But we can talk to him.
Companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses to keep her from harm.
All right. I think he's got one more.
An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot.
But he
share
shakes you
that
down
with
for 100 souls.
But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
They really need an animation where he puts his hand out to you
Yeah.
for 100. I want to see some souls
I
cross
can surely
palms.
tell you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires with humanity.
So, see, he's telling you that you can use humanity to, like, you know, the crestfallen warrior was telling you where to get humanity. Okay, yeah. And he's telling you what you can do with humanity, that you can use humanity to kindle bonfires and make them more powerful. So the game does tell you this stuff. It's just super, super goddamn esoteric and real easy to miss. But now we are going to make the run up into the old Undead Burg. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to get all the way to the Taurus Demon today. But we're gonna give it a hot try. Because I have played through this particular area so many goddamn times, John.
Yeah.
You would not believe it. Actually, you would believe it.
I would.
You know me pretty well.
Yeah.
You've seen my Dark Souls illness before.
I have.
Yeah, so
We've played the game before as well.
many times.
Well, just this opening area.
Yeah. But I am going to be a little bit more I'm going to be a little bit more thorough.
Bye.
Like, for example, there's a ring over here that I never pick up
Oh, shit.
where you can actually go over here. And later on, there'll be an NPC that shows back up in this particular area, the Ring of Sacrifice. So, yeah, we're going to... Normally, when I go through this particular area, I kind of, like, hit the highlights. But today, we are going to totally and completely jam down the Undead Burg. God damn it, you ass face. Really? And then that one, too? Okay, fine. I was really hoping to get up there... My goal whenever I do this particular run is to get from here to the next bonfire using as little Estus as humanly possible.
Okay.
So I'm already fucking that up pretty hard.
Meh.
But whatever. So I think I'm willing to take some. Well, I was gonna say I'm willing to take suggestions in the comments about what particular type of build we make for Eunice here. But I think it's going to be strength, like a combination of strength and dex and pyromancy on the side. Because we did a faith build with who is Maurice?
Yeah, Maurice.
We did a faith build with Maurice, and the sorcery builds just don't give you as much of an opportunity to get up close and personal, which they're kind of easy mode. Like once you get to a certain level, you go get the Moonlight Greatsword and everything, and yeah, it just ends up being kind of a thing. So we're actually starting this at a really good time, John.
Yeah.
The 2 days ago, as of recording this, some people organized a like an international, hey everybody, start Dark Souls 1 over day. Like restart your Dark Souls game, start a new character day, basically, to try to bring the community back into a certain amount of line, to just get people online so that people can play and they can invade each other. So we might actually have more opportunity for summons and invasions and things like that than we would have if we'd have started this earlier. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's actually, it was like, what do they say? It was like the 5 years or something since it was the anniversary of when the game came out or something like that. So these people were just like, yeah, let's start it back up again. Now I really like the Undead Burg because it's full of hot dog people. It's full of these hollows, and at first they seem real kind of dippy, but you know they'll catch you.
Oh, if you get surrounded by more than one of them, you're kind of you can get in trouble.
I do like you see these guys over here. They think they're super smart, right?
Yeah.
They're hiding. They think I don't know what they're there, but guess what? I do, you jerks! Thought you were gonna get 4-on-1, didn't you? Now it's just 1-on-1. God damn it! He still managed to get a piece of me. I like the fact that there's just garbage.
Yeah.
I think the only thing you could do with rubbish is you can trade it to Snuggly the Crow for some stuff. I know that there's also poop that you can pick up later on. There's an item called a dung pie that you can throw it at enemies, and it I think it gives them. Oh, what the? God damn it! All right, fine. I'm sorry, folks. I didn't sleep at all yesterday. That's what I'm going to blame this shit on.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can throw it at people, and it gives them I think toxic damage, but it also gives you toxic damage.
Oh yeah, because you flung it.
Because you flung it.
Because you flung poo.
Yeah, he who flung it, dung it, I guess. So yeah, this is just basically like a town, right? That we're in.
Yeah.
It's totally gone hollow, and it's totally got fucking dragons in it. You dumb Hellkite Drake, you come back here. One of these days, I'm gonna hit you on this bridge, you motherfucker. I don't know why you're even down here. So, one of the nice things about, I think that when people first start up the game, I think that starting as a cleric can be kind of nice because it'll give you some extra heals.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking to go that direction. But I really enjoy. See, one of the nice things about Dark Souls 1 that they kind of fixed / changed in Dark Souls 2 is that in Dark Souls 1, pyromancy is essentially free. It doesn't scale with any attribute. So sorcery scales with intelligence, and miracles scale with faith, obviously, right? That's pretty standard RPG 101. But pyromancy in this game is free. It basically, you get the pyromancy, the glove, and all you need is the stats. You need the attunement slots to be able to put pyromancy spells in those slots. And as long as you have those, then you don't have to worry about anything else. So if you're running any kind of melee class, you can kind of just have some free magic by doing pyromancy. Which I appreciate. And then they changed that all up in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 especially. Really kind of, they really want you to make a stat investment for pyromancy, which kind of sucks because, I like the idea of having magic that's not quite as, it's more like support magic. It's not as good as the main magic in the game, but it's free, so everybody can just kind of get a little piece of it if they want it. All right, I got one more fireball. Come on, jerk. All right, and your buddy.
Suck it.
That's right. Finally got a shield. Now I'm actually going to be probably doing. I'm hopefully what I'm hoping will happen here is that we can do different weapons all around the game. I'm going to try real hard not to just get my longsword and then stick with it. Oh shit! Damn it! Motherfucker! Now I got to go all the way back.
Yeah,
around.
now you got to go all the way back. Hey, but at least you didn't die.
Yeah, here. I don't need all these anyway. So yeah, Undead Burg. One of the other things that I really like about the Undead Burg is that if you look down, you can see. I really, really love the way that Dark Souls does this thing where if you look down, you can see Like that down there
Yeah.
is a level that we'll get to in like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that because Dark Souls 2 lets you instantly warp between bonfires, the world wasn't as connected. You remember we were playing that, right?
Yeah.
You remember like we went through, you remember how you take that one, you take a left out of Majula, and then it's like you're in Hyde's Tower of Flame almost instantaneously.
Yeah.
And then when you turn around, Majula is like way far away, right? Well, this game is like exactly the opposite of that in the way that it actually does what I think is a really cool thing where it actually puts this kind of fake sea skybox on stuff. Like this is actually the bridge where the dragon is. And down there is the lower undead burg. So whereas Dark Souls 2 was just like, I don't know, time and space, the elevator goes up to fucking Lava Town. Dark Souls 1 is so freaking interconnected that for the most part, if you can see a place on the map, you can get to it, or at least something that's interesting. Sometimes there's just some scenery shit. But it's one of the reasons that I really like this game. You know, Dark Souls or Demon Souls had spokes, right? So you go into an area and then it would branch out into spokes that went left, right, and up and down. But you were generally kind of funneling in one direction, whereas this is actually a very complicated open world game as opposed to like Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 for that matter, which Dark Souls 3 is almost like a Final Fantasy 13, like a big hallway in a lot of ways. It's like a hallway with a lot of little rooms off to one side, but like, you know, since Dark Souls 1, there's never been a game in this series that I feel like you can really sequence break the shit out of, where you can run around to the whole end boss if you're looking for it. So yeah, we're just about. What's our time looking like?
We got a little bit under 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we got about 8 minutes left.
Okay. Well. Okay. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll forward. So first, we're gonna talk to
Well now,
the old
isn't
undead
that
merchant
what we
here.
about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
Everybody sounds so fucking sinister in this game.
Yeah.
So let's talk to him.
Things are getting treacherous in these parts. A horrible goat demon has moved in below.
Goat demon.
Above, there's that humongous drake and a bull demon too. If you stick around this place, it might end up being your grave.
Okay, Crypt Keeper.
Here, I'm not here to chit-chat. We talk business or we talk nothing at all.
I like the way. Do you notice this, John?
He has nothing.
No. Do you notice how he keeps rubbing this wash basin?
Yeah.
Like that's his idle animation. Is he just reaches out and he rubs his like, I don't know, this
His
bottom of a,
prized washed basin.
either that or I actually think it's a broken barrel, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like just like the bottom of a barrel.
Yeah.
Literally, it's the bottom of the barrel. All right, so we're gonna grab a few.
Just like his
things.
prices.
That's right. He's so creepy. All right, we're gonna grab some armor, and we're gonna grab the residence key. All right,
Thank you kindly.
shove it up your butt, Crypt Keeper. It's actually interesting. If you kill him, he has an Uchigitana, which is the same thing that you get off of the crazy specter in Dark Souls 3 that's hanging out by the first bonfire, which is like a very, very good dex weapon that you could get if you want to. So, all right, let's see. We picked up a heater shield. We picked up a reinforced club. We picked up some new armor. And let's see, it's up to 25, so I can do the gloves as well. There's the gloves, 20.2. And why don't we go ahead and throw on that light crossbow that we picked up, as well as some crossbow bolts. Woo, look at that. We are ready.
Looking respectable.
Now, the reinforced club actually has an R2 attack that is really kind of unique, and I really like it. You jump forward and then hit the person with it. And not only do you jump forward so you close distance between whoever you're trying to attack, but it's also your heavy attack, so it does like a shitload of damage. Makes this particular weapon pretty fun. And here in the beginning, like when you're... I usually rock all the way up to the gargoyles before I really start putting any points in anything. When I'm playing by myself, I'll just level 1 all the way over there. And all of this stuff is totally accessible. Remember, our Pyromancer is level 1, and we have not leveled up at all. So we're just rolling with the stuff that can be rolled with for a level 1. God damn it. A level 1 character. Dick. I hate that little ambush. Actually, this whole level is kind of like ambushes where they just every frickin' encounter from here all the way up is like, oh, there's 3 guys, and they're all in a position to attack you at the same time, which is one of the things in Dark Souls. Like, I feel like it's so easy to fight just one person, and as soon as the game wants you to fight like 2 people, God damn it. Am I? Yeah, I'm busted. There we go. As soon as the game wants you to fight like 2 or 3 people at the same time, then you're boned. I do wonder about this little why these people that lived in this house were keeping these black fire bombs just in the corner in a treasure chest. Also, hey, you remember when we played Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 2?
Yeah, vaguely.
Remember the fact that the treasure chest, like every one of them, your character like hefted the lid a little bit and then opened it. They like took a second to open it. I remember how going back and playing this game, how I was like, in this game, you just fucking open it. So you don't spend like 20 minutes opening every single chest that you come to, which is way better. All right, so we are going to roll up here. And we are going to take out these a-holes who somehow can't hit you with their fire bombs from where they are up here. They have to like
weird.
Come down a little bit in order to be able to attack you. Oh yeah. Oh, God damn it. Yep. Goddamn fire bombs. So I think that we're not going to go all the way up to Taurus Demon. We're gonna try to keep these episodes relatively decent time. But there actually is a character. Oh hey, thank you.
What was that?
That was more Estus. I just got a bonus Estus flask.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I think there's triggers in the game that make that happen from time to time. I'm not entirely sure what they are. There's also triggers, like you can see that I have a humanity, a soft humanity right now that I got, the one up in the upper left-hand corner, that you just get like halfway through this level for nothing, as near as I can tell. You know what? Just like quit fronting. Come on. Okay. I like how casual the undead vendor was about the different demons that were in the area. He's like, oh, a goat demon moved in, and then a bull demon, and a dragon, and this whole neighborhood's going to shit. All right. And let's take care of Mr. Exploding Barrel up here. Mr. Exploding Barrel, come on. All right, so this is going to probably be where we end up. But first thing I'm going to do is take off all of our characters' clothes, so you can see the full hot dog glory of Eunice. So this Black Knight down here is the first Black Knight in the game, and
you just aggroed him.
Yeah, he's aggressive, he's powerful, and he will follow you all over the goddamn place. But I like to fight him up here in this little courtyard area. Okay. So we're going to fight him. And basically that just involves, I mean, you know, if I was good, if I had bothered to get good,
noob.
Yeah, then I could be parrying him. But I'm more of a backstabber, especially because I love the fact that you can backstab with this giant-ass club that I'm using. I just realized that Maurice used a giant club.
Yeah.
Real club-centric here. We'll try not to use a club the entire goddamn time.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's a good weapon, though, so, you know.
Come on. So he's also real weird because his backstab area, like the area that you get him, is like on his side, like on his sword side. So if you get right behind him, it doesn't seem to work very well. It's also interesting because we know these guys, right? We know them from the intro. They're Lord Gwyn's Knights. But in the intro, I don't know if it's really apparent, they were all silver.
Yeah.
Here, they're black. And I think we actually see the silver variants later on in the game. But they're black because they encountered a fire demon, and they were all torched. And so their armor has now turned black from... oh, God damn it. You distracted me.
Sorry.
That's
I
all
had
right.
an alarm set.
So there you go. Oh, and hey, we got a Black Knight sword, so that should be able to
Nice.
tell us. It's like that's going to definitely be like a. It's going to take what 30 or 40 freaking
Sword hilt.
20 strength, 18 dex. That's a lot. Great sword of the Black Knights who wander Lordran, used to face chaos demons. The large motion that puts the weight of the body into the attack reflects the great size of their adversaries long ago. Okay, well that doesn't tell us jack shit, but I do. I do know. So you know what, folks? We are going to stop there. We're going to next time we are going to. It's weird how we're in a weird position. This is a weird stopping position.
Yeah.
But next time we are going to go down here and we are going to start the game by fighting Havel the Rock. And then we're probably going to try to move all the way up to the Andre the Blacksmith. So, in case you guys don't know who we're talking about, down here at the bottom of this, we've got a nice guy. He's a real sweet dude.
Yeah, he's about to come fuck your shit up.
He's a real sweet guy with a big club. Anyway, let us know what you think. If you got questions, if you got answers, I can't guarantee that we're going to be able to answer full-on questions every time that we play Dark Souls. But here we are. We're getting going. So yeah, if you have any questions or anything pertinent to the game, if you have any stories about Dark Souls you'd like to tell, you can let us know, and maybe we'll read them. And in the meantime, Havel the Rock can't go through this doorway because he's not allowed to.